The movie starts with a group of teenagers playing spin the bottle at a birthday party. The rules are simple. Whoever the bottle points to has to kiss the person who spun it, as long as they're the opposite gender. It's Stu's turn next, but before that, his friend Charlie gives him advice on how to impress the girl he lands on.
You! Me! Closet!
After Stu's turn, Charlie spins the bottle, hoping it will land on the girl in the green dress. However, it lands on a goth girl named Anisha instead. She seems happy because she likes Charlie, and they head into the wardrobe together.
Don't you want
Inside, Anisha starts flirting with Charlie, but he keeps telling her to stop. Frustrated, she pushes him out of the wardrobe. Angry at being rejected, she puts a curse on Charlie,
I hex you. You will never be happy.
saying that every woman he dates will end up marrying the next guy after him. The scene then shifts to the present day.
I love you, Charlie.
That's nice.
Charlie is now a successful dentist, and his best friend Stu is a plastic surgeon. Charlie tells Stu that he just broke up with a beautiful woman named Carol, which confuses Stu because Carol seemed really into him. They work in the same building, but while Stu's office is full of attractive women, most of Charlie's patients are elderly.
Boob jobs in the hallway.
How are you today, Reba?
That evening, they attend the wedding of Charlie's ex-girlfriend, Katie. During the ceremony, Katie surprises Charlie by thanking him for being her lucky charm, saying she found true love right after breaking up with him. A woman sitting next to Charlie flirts with him, but he is more interested in a beautiful woman named Cam Wexler, who happens to sit beside him. They start talking, but Cam, who runs a penguin habitat, turns out to be very clumsy.
Thanks. It looks like
Tits and teeth.
Later, the bride introduces Charlie to Carol, his recent ex, who has also found love and is now engaged. The next day, Charlie is shocked when he walks into his dental clinic and finds it full of young women. While walking with Stu, he spots Carol at a bridal shop, showing off her engagement ring. She also calls him her lucky charm. That night, Charlie gets flooded with messages from women who want to meet him. Meanwhile, Cam has an accident while feeding the penguins and chips her tooth. She calls Charlie for an emergency fix. Even though he's with another woman at the time, he rushes to help her. He fixes her tooth for free and asks her out, but she politely declines.
You really are a penguin freak, aren't you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't. Oh! Happens to me. Are you okay? I'm sorry.
No.
Later, Cam gets locked out of her car and asks Charlie to take her home for her spare key. Charlie asks her out again, but she says she's not emotionally ready.
Buy me dinner. What?
I'm sorry. Thank you.
When Charlie gets home, his assistant Reba is waiting for him. She begs him to sleep with her after hearing rumors that he brings women good luck in love. Charlie refuses, but Reba jumps on him and, well, you know the rest.
Reba, please! Imagine you.
The next morning, Stu convinces Charlie to take advantage of his lucky charm by sleeping with more women, claiming he'd actually be helping them find love. At first, Charlie refuses, but he eventually gives in. As expected, every woman he sleeps with soon finds her soulmate. However, Charlie starts feeling empty and lonely since the women only use him for luck. He decides to stop. At the same time, Charlie realizes he has real feelings for Cam and wants to win her over. He asks her out again, and this time she agrees but warns him not to expect too much, as she only sees him as a friend. They spend the night at a festival together and share a kiss.
I have a feeling
and it seems like Cam might like him too. The next day, they go on another date, and this time Charlie takes her home.
I can do it.
Just as things get serious, Stu calls Charlie with shocking news. Every single woman Charlie has slept with is now married. Panicked, Charlie pulls away from Cam, afraid she'll marry someone else if they sleep together. Still unsure if the curse is real, Charlie decides to test it. He picks a woman named Alina, whom Stu believes will never get married because of her looks. Charlie even offers her money to go out with him. Their date goes well, and they end up sleeping together. While waiting to see if Alina will get married, Charlie keeps his distance from Cam and pretends to be sick. After a week, Cam grows frustrated, feeling like Charlie is avoiding her. She sends him pictures, trying to reconnect, but Charlie hesitates to respond. Suddenly, Stu calls Charlie and tells him that the curse isn't real because he went out with Alina and they are still not married. Relieved, Charlie rushes to Cam's place and they finally get to enjoy their time together.
Something, for internet purposes?
The next morning, Charlie is shocked when he sees Alina on TV kissing another man. Furious, he calls Stu, who admits that he only pretended to date Alina. Realizing the curse might be real, Charlie becomes overly protective of Cam, fearing she will meet her true love. He constantly calls her, sends her flowers, and gives her gifts. However, his behavior starts to annoy Cam, making her uncomfortable. One day, Charlie visits Cam at work, planning to propose to her. However, he sees her talking closely with a man named George. Without knowing that George is just her hairdresser, Charlie gets jealous. After George leaves, Charlie loses control and attacks him in front of everyone. Cam, frustrated with Charlie's strange behavior, decides to break up with him. Charlie is heartbroken. While talking to Reba, he notices a spinning bottle and suddenly remembers the girl who cursed him, Anisha. He goes to Stu for help in finding her. After a long drive, they finally reach her house. Charlie begs her to undo the curse, but she reveals that there was never a curse to begin with. She tells Charlie to let Cam go. Still unwilling to give up, Charlie comes up with a plan. He arranges for Cam to meet Howard Blaine, a penguin expert she admires. As Cam and Howard grow closer, Charlie watches from a distance, trying to accept it. One day, while playing a penguin game, Stu surprises Charlie with the news that he is getting married to Lara. Coincidentally, Lara knows Cam and tells Charlie that Cam is leaving for Antarctica with Howard. Stu encourages Charlie to fight for Cam if he truly loves her. Determined, Charlie rushes to the airport and buys tickets for both available flights to Antarctica, even though it costs him $17,000. He runs to the plane and finally confesses his love to Cam, begging her not to leave. To his surprise, Howard is already married, and Cam isn't going with him as a couple. Just before the plane takes off, Charlie gives Cam a small ring box with a pebble inside, a romantic gesture since penguins use pebbles to propose. Cam calls Charlie's name, and they share a kiss on the plane. Meanwhile, Anisha removes a pin from a voodoo doll with Charlie's face on it, hinting that the curse is now lifted. A year later, Charlie and Cam are happily together in Antarctica, surrounded by penguins.